your reaction to what happened and what is happening in all of this?
My professional opinion, I would say something along the lines of Chris and Katie did something to my son. They're using Sumner County to cover it up and to hide themselves from the actual law.
And let me ask you, Seth, and we have no independent information. We know that police are saying there's no suspect. No one's been named as a suspect in any of this. But this seems to be, at least from my perspective, Seth, is it a change in the way you are seeing what has transpired through all this? Are you seeing things differently than you did before?
It's the evidence. I still believe my son is alive. I still believe he's somewhere. But the fact is that he was at their house last. There is no evidence that he ever left the house. And they, as Tony has stated, they have spent more money and time trying to get people to not speak about Sebastian than speaking about Sebastian. Sumner County hasn't come out since April with anything, and Katie won't come out and speak, won't ask for help to find Sebastian. I really have to say that she never loved her son. And on top of that, I have the DCS reports that I've written that I have literally took me an attorney to get them. Sebastian deserves a restraining order from those two psychopaths.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you are safe from the hurricanes if you've been out in that region. I hope you're having a blessed Saturday, October 11th. So good to be with you again. Welcome in, welcome back. It has been 229 days since Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers was reported missing. Those were the words of his father, Seth Rogers. This is Crime Time Buzz. This is for entertainment purposes only. It is not fact. It is speculation. We are theorizing, speculating, and it is my humble opinion. I am making no allegations, no accusations to any person or persons. This is all alleged. Holy wow, friends. Shots fired by Seth Rogers. And may I say, I'm sorry, it's about time he spoke up. He has been doing this all alone for 229 days. I have two more audio clips. That was credit to Court TV. So are the others from an interview yesterday. Please hit that subscribe button because we're going to go live later. Watch it together. So much to talk about. Don't miss, please. I can't wait to be in there and chat with all of you. Well, Seth came out strong. He said he thinks Sebastian's mom, KP, and the stepfoot are responsible for Sebastian's disappearance. He said he believes they know where he is and that they are using Sumner County to cover it up. What? Friends, that makes sense now. Our warning from last weekend. It verifies it, doesn't it? We were thinking in the right place. So we were warned to stay away from Sumner County politics. Seth is alleging they are using, the Proudfoots are using Sumner County to cover up what they have done. So we're going to dig deep into that again in the live later today. He refers to them as sociopaths. And, honestly, he feels they know where they are, where Sebastian is. Who is looking for Sebastian? Before we get to the next two audios, I want to discuss that. Your answer is Seth Rogers. After 229 days of being the only parent searching, allegedly, the only parent doing interviews, planning, and attending rides and vigils, the mom has been silent for months. Crickets. With her initial reaction, don't forget, to the FBI reward of $50,000 being no comment. She came out later, a couple days later, and made a comment through her attorney. But let that sink in. 6 months of hearing nothing about your child. No evidence. You have no idea where your child is that you said walked out that front door. The FBI is going to come in and help because there's been nothing. They offer a $50,000 reward. And instead of jumping for joy for the blessings of that attention when there's so many missing. Her initial response was no comment. Just let that sink in. Seth said they are using Sumner County to cover it up. And like I said, we're going to jump into that regarding our warning from last week, regarding Sumner County, regarding Craddock, regarding all the stuff Sumner County. So hit that notification bell, please. Let's listen to another audio. Compliments of Court TV. We're going to be watching it all together later, but I want you to hear a few things. I wanted to touch base with you and be able to discuss a few things before we went on.
What are you afraid of from under a privilege?
This is Chris Proudfoot.
What am I directly afraid of? Is that what you're asking? Yes. Well, when you make a video threatening that you want to bring a gun from another state to this state, directly in videos related to me, my wife, my family, that's a threat, plain and simple. She also said she was going to bring a machete for the record.
A machete. A machete. I found that interesting, kind of funny the way he said that. First off, right off the bat, perfect step foot style, in my opinion, answering a question with a question. Okay? And he is afraid of Bullhorn Betty. Unbelievable. He's had no physical contact with her. He's afraid of her. And he's also alleging because she carries a pow-pow, he's afraid of that as well. Okay? Here's what I want to say to that. Give me a break. In my opinion, is there real fear? I know who had real fear. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. There are DPS reports to prove it. Okay? Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers feared Stepfoot's belt, the rules, and the words that were used towards him, allegedly and in my opinion. That iron fist he ruled with in the home Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers lived. That is real fear. Real fear for a child who is 15 years old, half the size of the person doing these things. That is fear. Get off of yourself, in my opinion, and worry about the 15-year-old who was lost and was lost under his mother's supervision. Worry about that. Do something for Sebastian. I would be so embarrassed, my friends, to do this in front of the entire world, knowing it's going to be broadcasted, the entire world who knows my child is missing, and I've done absolutely nothing to find my child, allegedly, in my opinion, and certainly not enough. Done nothing for the child who is lost, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, lost, scared, emotionally distressed, 15 years old, and you're in court saying you're afraid. In my opinion, that is just gross. Do something for Sebastian, for Pete's sake. All alleged, and in my opinion, and based on what we're hearing today. Here comes a third audio, my friends.
If she had
This is
stated
Seth
that she
Rogers.
was going to bring a machete, don't you think the felon that made the video for the Proudfoots would have actually clipped that in there? And it wasn't clipped in there. And if you notice, the attorney, that shyster that was sitting there representing the Proudfoots and the Bowersox, when they asked Chris the question, "Have you been contacted?" They never asked who contacted them, because nobody that is on Betty's team or my team is actually reaching out to speak to these pathetic excuses for parents.
Pathetic excuses for parents. You know what? He's been through a lot for 229 days, and by gosh, I'm glad he's speaking up. If they can speak up like this in court and create this little circus around Sebastian again. I'm glad he is speaking up. So everyone who watched that little circus and is watching can hear how the father feels and what he's been going through. My goodness. I I had to giggle when he said that felon who made the video for him and then referred to the attorney as a shyster. Seth came out hot. I'm glad he did it. I'm glad he stood up for himself and Sebastian. But where is Sebastian? We do now know, according to Seth, and I'm glad he shared this with us, there are 50 people looking for him, from the FBI, Seth, and many more included. And praise, please, bless this boy and bring him home. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. I will see you in a few hours, my friends. We will discuss all the things Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, everything else that's been going on around Sebastian's case. Prayers up for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, for his father Seth and grandmother Robin. Talk soon, my friends.